serious. Silly question, but serious. Are you smarter than a rock? Are you smarter than a rock? See my rock number on here tonight? Put some eyes on him, put some glasses on him.
Red lipstick?
But it's supposed to be, I don't know if it'd be a boy or a girl rock. Are you smarter than a rock? And I came, as I was looking that up, looking for things to help me, I came across, remember that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Remember that show? Okay, are you smarter than a rock? You smarter than a fifth grader? Let me ask you, this is one of the questions. I don't know if this is from the show, or if this was from just a fifth grade question. What does a geologist study? Doesn't anybody know?
Rocks.
Hey, did you go to school? You're supposed to raise your hand. Just kidding. Just kidding. You're right. Studies a rock. Okay, one more. So they're talking about school. What kind of rock doesn't like school? Skipping stone. That one wasn't a fifth grade question, but are you smarter than a rock? Well, you might say, well, rock isn't very smart. You know, what kind of rock can walk, talk? Let me look at a scripture here in Joshua. Joshua 24, verse 27. Matter of fact, let me back up a little bit here. And the people said unto Joshua, Joshua 24. And the people said unto Joshua, the Lord our God we will serve. His voice we will obey. Jump down here, verse 27. And Joshua said unto the people, behold, this stone shall be a witness. Right there, let me back to verse 26. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of God and took a great stone and set it up there under an oak. That was by the sanctuary of the Lord. And the Lord said unto the people, behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us. For it is heard, the rock is heard, all the words of the Lord which he spake unto us, and it shall therefore be a witness unto you, lest you deny your God. The rock heard, and the rock served as a witness. Rock serves as a witness. A rock is a witness. Don't let a rock outdo you on your witness for Jesus Christ. You know, we're supposed to talk to you about God. The rock was a witness. It was a sign. Well, I never heard of a rock can talk or walk. Well, Steve, you never heard of a pet rock, did have you? You remember a pet rock? I understand. A rock can't walk or talk. I understand. But it serves as a sign. You see a lot in the Bible about rocks. That's a sign. That's a testimony. God can use a rock to speak out, to cry out, to bear witness to the things that have happened in the history of the world. God uses things as a witness. You understand? God spoke to a donkey. If God wanted to, he'd make that rock speak. If he needed to, God can make that rock speak, make a donkey speak. God took Moses' rod and it became a snake. Remember that? Cain killed Abel. He was dead. But the Bible said that his blood cried out from the ground. It was still speaking. You follow what I mean by when I say that? Are you smarter than a rock? I believe a rock bears witness all through archeology, the history of our world. Jesus said the rocks would cry out. Remember, he said the people would hold back their praise, that the rocks would cry out. I believe today in our world, still, the 21st century, I believe the rocks are crying out. I believe the rocks are bearing witness to what has happened in the Bible. Archaeology bears record to God's word. Amen? Now, I'm no scientist. I'm no archaeologist. You know, I don't have a degree in all that. I study the Bible, do my best to read, to understand it, understand archaeology and history, and things that I learned for the sermon and things I learned over the years. But I believe that the rocks cry out. I believe that the rocks bear witness. Now, people always had, I would say maybe, we're talking, years ago, I would imagine that people always believed the Bible, believed Genesis, believed, the stories of the flood, the Tower of Babel, those things that happened, Abraham, Isaac. I believe people didn't really question it. Then maybe, say, 17th, 18th century, come the age of reason. Science began to advance, and people begin to become critics. They begin to criticize about it. They begin to understand science more, and people come up with theories and try to say, well, maybe some of the Bible was just like mythology, or was just not actual events that happened, but just the stories that people made up, that some of it's true, but not all of it. And people began to criticize the Bible, and the Bible became under an attack, and the Bible was still under an attack. Today, if you don't know, you'll see that the people They criticize the Bible. They try to say the Bible contradicts itself, and they come up with ways to attack the Bible. Yet, the rocks are crying out. The rocks are bearing witness. They are finding new discoveries. I'm surprised. Not only are, I'm not saying once in a while they come up with something that bears record to the Bible. I was reading, I think I read or heard daily over there in the Middle East. They're finding things that bear out the stories of the Bible, that they're actual events, actual kings, actual people, actual things that have happened, that the fossil record bears record. You with me? You go all the way back to the time of the flood. People attack Noah's Ark, people attack the flood, but I believe even outside the Bible, there's evidence for a worldwide flood. The rocks bear record. The rocks cry out. Are you smarter than a rock? Are rocks smarter than some scientists? Some of them, you understand what I mean? Are you smarter than a rock? It shows a record of animals that have died. Okay, so you take like evolution or something. Let's say it was a time of lizards. The lizards would become turtles, okay? And the turtles would become monkeys. I'll just use that for example. And then monkeys would become people, okay? So what the fossil record should show then, it should show periods of lizards, right? Then above that should be periods of like turtles or something, just say, then monkeys, and then people. That's not what it shows. The fossil record shows diversity of animals dying at the same time. You understand? Levels. Like this animal might be 50 million years old, say a bat, a cockroach 250 million years, but it doesn't show that. The record shows them all dying at the same time. Plants, things, you understand what I'm saying? Fossil record bears witness. Not only that, it showed, this guy was showing footprints in the rocks now of these dinosaurs, like they were fleeing from something catastrophic, this tragedy, and then they died. And not only that, the fossil record shows, you ever seen like pictures of these fossils? You see like a dinosaur, he looks all contorted, and his head looks like, yes, they died tragic deaths. Because God's word spoke of a flood that would come. And it wiped out the animal life. Other than what was reserved for Noah's Ark. But you understand, the fossil record bears record. And then you would think, well, like the marine life was like the lowest. This is my understanding, what I understand. I'm no expert, but they show marine life, let's say. And then above that, it would show like animals that are not as mobile would die naturally, like big animals, elephants or something can't move. Fossil record bears witness. The fossil record goes on to show faster animals, animals that can get up to safety, get up the mountains, died and buried less. Fossil record bears. I remember listening to a guy who used to be an atheist, was talking about that. He must have found enough evidence of that, what I just told you about the animals, slower animals dying first, other animals. He became a believer. I heard him preach. Why? Because I think the rocks cry out. I think the rocks bear witness. Amen? To God's word. Critics come and said the Bible talks about the Hittites. I'm just giving you a few examples. There's a lot of examples. Just giving you a few here tonight. And other people that critics saw, there were basically no such thing as the Hittites all of a sudden. The rock record. Just because they can't find the evidence doesn't mean it didn't happen. They just haven't found it yet. And all of a sudden, they start finding documents and monuments of the Hittites, a great, vast people. I think they were vast back, like in Abraham's time. Bear out the record of the Bible. You believe it tonight? I don't base my faith on archaeology, but it helps build your faith. Yes. That the records of the Word of God were true. Daily, they're finding things I read. But it is under attack. The Word of God is under attack. So it's good to know these things. Amen? Amen. And we can go on further. People denied Solomon and King David as being actual kings. I heard even recently they're finding new evidence to bear it out. It goes on and on. Evidence that they're finding. Then there's, more recent years, the Dead Sea Scrolls. People say, well, the Bible, higher learning, higher criticism, well, the Bible's been copied and recopied and passed on and passed on and passed on. And what you have today, how do you know this is accurate? Then they found the Dead Sea Scrolls. They said the Dead Sea Scrolls, shepherd boys, I think it was in the 40s, 46, I think. They threw some rocks in the cave and they heard something break. It was like glass jars. They went in, they found, I think almost an entire Old Testament. And it was written like 200 before Christ to 70 what they had in the 40s. It was almost exactly, few little copy errors, but nothing that would make any difference, something that would change the validity, authenticity of the Bible. You understand? They compared it. It's just, what you have right here is very, very accurate. A very, very accurate Bible that we have today. More things. They found Hezekiah's tunnel. They found so many different things. They found evidence for Sodom and Gomorrah and the rocks. The rocks are crying out. It goes on. Remember when ISIS was blowing things up over there? Remember that? Yeah. Well, the news, ISIS was over there. So they blew up Jonah's tomb. They blew it up. But I don't think it really was Jonah's tomb, but some people thought it was. Like tradition or something. But when they blew it, I think what they were doing, they were just blowing up these monuments for the sake of blowing them up. That's what I thought they were doing. But here they were looking for artifacts and things, and they were selling it on the black market to propagate their, ISIS and all that. So here underneath Jonah's tomb, here they found these tunnels. 2,700-year-old inscriptions of the Assyrian king. He's in the Bible. Asradon. You can look him up. He's in Kings. I think it was Sennacherib's son. What I'm saying is, more evidence that they found that bore out, that bore the record of the Bible. You with me? The rocks are crying out. The writing's on the wall. When you know these things, and when you read these things, and when you see these things, you know that the Bible is true, that there's a God that you can call upon. The writings are authentic. I'm telling you, the rocks cry out, tell a story, Sodom and Gomorrah, and other things. I'm telling you, they bear record that there's a God that punishes sin. There's a God that you can call upon. There's a God that has preserved his people. The rocks bear record to the flood. The rocks bear record showing the kings that have came and have gone and have fallen. The rocks bear record. Come here, little rock. You did a good job. You did a good job. Preserving God's word. It's like the rocks. The rocks cry out. Amen? Amen. The rocks cry out. The rocks testify. But let me go further. I know it's important. It's not a science class. I understand. I usually don't do like a lot of teaching, but I believe that there are some people, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter how much evidence you present. It doesn't matter how much evidence. They're going to attack it. They're going to fight it. There's some people, they just don't want to believe. Some people, they're just not going to believe. And I believe a lot of it's anti-Semitism. One reason, they don't want to believe in the God of the Bible. They want to refute it. They want to fight it. I mean, you got to think, people deny the Holocaust. I mean, people survived the Holocaust. Still alive today, people denied it. Overwhelming evidence. You with me? Overwhelming evidence of people. I'm just listening to a story of a man that suffered or went through the Holocaust and the things, how they gassed people, how they starved people. I mean, it's horrible. It's a shock. It will never go away. When I listen to these things, and yet people try to deny it. Fight the Bible. Try to deny the Bible, no matter how much evidence there. But I believe the evidence is there in archaeology and the power of the Holy Spirit in your conscience bears witness to God. Are you with me? The evidence is there. Do you believe it? Are you smarter than a rock? Because some people really aren't. Because they don't believe the Word of God. They don't believe God's record in history. God revealing himself in point of time. Amen? Amen. One kid just heard this story, I think. Matter of fact, I was getting this message ready. He did a report, term paper out of his college or high school on Sodom and Gomorrah. The teacher fell, a big F. And he said, well, there's really no evidence for that. And he attacked it. The kid had to redo it, kill it or whatever. But I was just reading about Sodom and Gomorrah. And this guy was watching like videos of it. They even should, because there was Sodom and Gomorrah, and I think there was other cities that surrounded it. God destroyed with fire and brimstone. The brimstone, the sulfur, is over there. It's over there now. They had it. And some people, I guess, try to say like from a volcano, but the sulfur from a volcano was only like 40%. And this they took was like 98%. No other place in the world had that sulfur. In fact, they even have, I think they have a sign over there, Sodom and Gomorrah. There's a sign there. They found it south, but the Dead Sea. They got a friend that was there. It's there. The records, it bears witness to Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities that were there. I think Josephus, first century historian, I think he saw, not a Christian, in my understanding, but he's, like at the time, he could see the cities, like more, all these thousands of years ago, you don't understand. It's been decaying, it's over. If it didn't look like when I saw it, like you still see the windows in the buildings. But that's important. It's important. Because God's record bears out, amen, the truth. Then they found tablets, stone, clay, whatever, that recorded. We're talking tablets from long ago. They record actual recordings. They recorded Sodom and Gomorrah.